And she's put the ball in the back of the net.
Make it in. Oh, what a strike.
Dixon on the end of it. Oh!
Oh. That's it.
And tucks it away. Touches the ball into the back of the net. Hello and welcome to the Sporting Calcer Stadium here in Walsall in the West Midlands for the latest round of the President's Cup competition, with our UKAF women's football team hoping finally to beat the Dutch forces. And it's been a chapter really of heartbreak for UKAF over the last couple of years, because they've lost the competition in both years, in 2022 and 23, on penalties. The last time they won this championship was back in 2019. So will they break that heartbreak from 2022 and 2023? Here's the action from a couple of years ago. So ahead of the match, let's get the views now, shall we, of the two head coaches, starting with Carl Milgate from UKAF. Carl, good to talk to you ahead of the game, of course, and the President's Cup, always something that I know everyone looks forward to, but it's about time that you won it back, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We spoke about this week. We turned up on the weekend and said, look, we've made real progress off the pitch as a group, as an environment, but ultimately it's about winning trophies, and this is our trophy that we compete for every year, so this is what it's about now.
And it's been heartbreak for the last two matches when you've lost on penalties. So I guess it's a question about have you been working on the spot kicks?
We've spoke about them. We've had a little fun practice at them. But no, ultimately them games were very competitive. The away fixture last year, I always feel we did dominate the game, most of it. Ultimately, what we said this week is we've got to minimise the errors, cut out the errors we've made in the last 2 years, and actually take chances, because we've had enough chances to win the games. But we've got to be solid at the back, minimise error, and certainly take chances.
And no doubt, as you just said, focusing very much on how you're going to play, but nevertheless, there's a few danger signs there amongst the Dutch women's team as well.
Yeah, they always bring a strong squad. A Dutch combined service, they're strong and they give us problems. They have a very certain way of playing and style, which is great to come up against, and it's a great challenge for the girls. But yeah, ultimately, yeah, we've got to overcome that, concentrate on ourselves, know a little bit about them from previous fixtures, and and but focus on ourselves in how we deal with their threats, but exploit their weaknesses.
Just finally, what's the feeling like in the camp then ahead of the game?
Yeah, no, good. A few newcomers, which is always great, isn't it? Some old senior players as well that will bring the experience that we need. So no, exciting. Look, we've added, as you witnessed in the week and put out a piece saying Jamie Lee Bamford. She'll start today, debut for UKAF, and what an inter-sales she had. A great addition to the group.
Carl, good luck.
Thank you very much.
So Sigrid Carrera, who is the head coach of the Dutch team who've come over here to play, welcome to Walsall, and looking forward, no doubt, your players to hopefully, from your point of view, retaining the President's Cup.
Yes, exactly. We are excited to be here, and it's nice to play every year the President's Cup. So we hope for a good match.
Now, as we've just seen, of course, the last 2 years, these games have been so close, both decided on penalties. So have you been working on your penalty shootouts again?
No, probably not. But yeah, the girls are good, and we hope to do it in 90 minutes this year. So, but we didn't practice on the penalties.
Okay, hope that doesn't come back to haunt you at the end. But obviously, you're hoping that the team will finish the job within the allocated time.
Yes.
Tell me about some of your star players then.
We have 2 star players. One is playing at the highest level in the Netherlands by Telstar, and she's a striker. And our left center defender also played at the highest level at FC Twente. So that are 2 great players who can make the difference today.
And of course, you're going to be in for a tough battle against the UK Armed Forces team, because they always give you a tough battle.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So we hope we are play with speed and intention, so that we bring it to the end.
Well, Siggy, good luck for today.
Thank you very much. We'll see you.
So let's now join our commentary team, shall we? Staff Sergeant Kempy Kemp and Kyle Dixon.
Thanks, John, and welcome then to Sporting Calcer FC for what could be a very, very big day for the UK Armed Forces. 5 years of hurt, and they want to put it right. We're going to quickly go through the teams as quickly as we can, because the VIPs are going down the line, as you guys can see. We are expecting national anthems and a minute silence as well. So let's go through the teams quickly. We'll start with our hosts in the white shirts from UK Armed Forces. And it is really interesting team news to see that for the first time under Carl Millgate, UKAF looked to be heading with a back 3. We haven't seen that before, but that is what seems to be the option from Carl Millgate today. Libby Dixon's the goal scorer to keep an eye on. She has got an incredible record under Carl Millgate, and so do UKAF as goal scorers. They've never failed to score under their head coach. Demi Edwards and Pit Wilson will provide the width, with Hannah Hale and Anna Birtwistle, who has had a pretty impressive couple of weeks with the Royal Artillery in the midfield. Moving on to the Dutch team then, and immediately the name that jumps out is number 10, Maura Misaglia, who scored 2 years ago against the UK Armed Forces, and she will be a threat today again, I am sure. I think we're about ready for national anthems.
Please be upstanding for the national anthems.
Impeccably done, as you'd expect. I believe we may also have a minute's silence in a short moment after the tragic news of squadron leader Mark Long. But before then, I can bring in Kempe, who's joining us. Sergeant Yvette Kemp, I believe.
Staffy, but it's fine.
There we go. We got there. Who had a... Well, do we bring up Leeds? Do we not bring up Leeds?
I was having a good day till you start talking about Leeds, Kyle.
It's fine. Should we talk about the Edwards Cup?
Let's not. Let's just not talk.
But look, on UKAF, 5 years. I mean, we just said off before we started the stream, it seems like a really long time between winning a President's Cup match. It must be a big job for these players today.
Yeah, they'll be looking forward to it massively, trying to put the scores right, not forgetting how tight the last the games were. So yes, they did lose, but it went to penalties, didn't it, Kyle? So just shows how much there is between these two teams. Yeah,
both of the last two games between these two teams went to penalties. So be prepared for an afternoon of drama is what we expect. Once the Dutch team have got their pre-match picture out the way, we will be having the minute's silence. So 5 years is a long time in Forces football. In that time we've seen Air Force dominance in the inter-services. We've seen big wins over the Irish Defence Force. We've seen a new head coach come in. We've seen head coaches change at service level. We've also seen two bitterly disappointing penalty shootout defeats for the UK Armed Forces. And tonight is the night they want to put that right. I know, speaking to the UK team, the games against the Dutch over the last few years is... While they absolutely respect what the Dutch do, they felt they should have won them, and it shouldn't have even gone to penalties.
Yeah, I think today they don't want to go to penalties. They really want to tie this game up and get the win to prevent that. But I'm just hoping that they have been practicing penalties just in case the inevitable happens.
I'm sure they have. I can't think they haven't. UKAF, of course, in their new kit, by the way, as Cat Beaver does the handshakes as the UKAF captain. Lovely kit with the Union Jack across the front, which is different for the UK Armed Forces team. So a new start, new beginning. Same old captain, Cat Beaver there.
Yeah, but no, you're right. The kit looks really nice. We were saying about how similar it is slightly to, is it the rugby kit, Kyle? You were saying?
Yeah, very similar to the rugby league kit, I think. Yeah, from a UKAF point of view, though, because they have had some very good results over the last few years. I'm thinking, as I say, those Irish Defence Forces games, a big win against Everton Academy, I can remember. What's it like when you come up against a team that you start to think, oh, maybe they're a bit of a bogey team for us, maybe luck isn't with us against the Dutch?
To be honest, I just think the girls are, they can't think like that. They'll just be thinking so positive going into this game, and players. There'll be a few new players who haven't even played against the Dutch within this team as well. So I think Cat Beaver, being obviously the leader that she is, will be saying, look, we've had 2 close games against them. There's not a lot between the two teams, and we can 100% get a result out of this today.
For anyone who's wondering the importance of this competition to this team, to put it in perspective, for the men's team, they've got the Kentish Cup. This is the female equivalent of that. So this is the top international competition for the UK Armed Forces. And with Carl Millgate springing a little bit of a surprise tonight, expect the unexpected already. Libby Dixon will get us underway then. Can the UK Armed Forces end their 5-year drought in the President's Cup? They'll look to start strong. That will be important. Here's Hayes into Demi Edwards in a rather unfamiliar left wing-back style position.
Yeah, definitely, Carl. I mean, we've seen Demi, she likes to have a bit of a free role. You know, so you'll play number 10, she'll play striker. You know, that centre midfield area is where she loves to play. So interesting to see how she gets on today. You know, we might find a new position, but it is going to be hard work out there. She's going to have to do a lot of tracking back as well as going forward.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see quite a fluid sort of changing of positions from UKAF with the players they've selected so far. Pitt Wilson should be winning the throw there and does. I'm looking at sort of Hannah Hale in midfield, who can easily slot back into the centre of defence if needed. Abby Hayes on the left side is, while a centre back usually at trade, she's moved into this sort of marauding left back role as well.
Yeah, I think communication's going to be key for the defenders today, especially, you know, with the new shape. And obviously, I'm sure Kat Beaver's going to be very vocal today, as she always is.
One thing we usually get with the UK Armed Forces women's team is goals. They've never failed to score under Carl Millgate since he took charge, just after the last time they won the President's Cup in 2019.
Well, we were just talking about Libby Dixon's record for UKAF. It's phenomenal, isn't it? You know, she just seems to love scoring for UKAF, so hopefully she can get a couple today.
There is something to be said about how a coaching team can just get the best out of a player sometimes, and that's definitely what's happening with Dixon in a UKAF shirt. Here's Hayes then. Wide to Edwards. She's really well, Demi Edwards.
Yeah, great feet, Demi.
Away from 4, and it gets pulled back.
Yeah, positive from UKAF though.
Oh, it's getting a bit feisty already. A few pushes thrown in.
Yeah, Demi just needs to keep her head. She can be a bit of a feisty one, so you know, we don't want any yellow cards or red cards today, so hopefully she can just keep her cool. And
you have to wonder if number 11, Danielle van der Velde for the Dutch, might know that about Demi Edwards perhaps, and he's already starting to...
I think everyone knows Kyle. I play against her, so, you know, it's one of our tactics.
Shauna Jenkins then over the free kick.
They're a very physical team, the Dutch.
Bert Whistle just hanging on the edge of the box. Whipped in. She's gone for goal actually, and it has to be palmed away for the Dutch goalkeeper Jana Vroeg.
Yeah, not a bad shot at all, on target.
I was a bit surprised when she was taking the free kick, but clearly there was an idea behind it.
Yeah. It's interesting to see if Anna Birtwhistle gets on the ball, because obviously, you know, having played against Anna and saw the screamer she scored against the Remy, you know, again, her corners, her set pieces are phenomenal.
Goal actually, and
corner to be taken by Mrs. Farrow
palmed
this time.
away for the Dutch goalkeeper Jana Vroeg.
Flicked on by Beaver, it's towards the back post. Abigail Hayes is there. Should keep it alive maybe. The Dutch do come away with it though. It's a strong start from UKAF already in this opening few minutes. Pitt Wilson has taken a knock in the penalty area though.
Yeah, that would be a massive blow. Hopefully she's okay. Big player for UKAF, Pip.
I will say the one thing UKAF do have in this squad are options. I mean, just looking at the bench, you've got Jade Barrow there, you've got Georgia Carr, Imogen Fisher can come into those attacking positions. Courtney Jones and Nat Bavister and Molly Lambert provide midfield or defensive options.
Yeah,
I mean, they play across the park, all of them.
Yeah, I just saying to Izzy Crooks from our army team who sat next to me, what a quality bench that is. Any one of those players who comes on, you know, they can all put in a performance.
It's funny you mentioned the Edwards Cup. We will have highlights from that at half time.
Low lights.
For anybody who wants to. It was a cracking game, to be fair. From a neutral point of view, brilliant second half full of twists and turns. So we will have highlights at half time. Just a little worry about Pitt Wilson at the moment, of whether she will be okay to continue. I would imagine so. She is a key player for this team. When we saw her for the RAF at the inter-services, that the goal that sealed the title will go down in our archives and be brought back up loads of times, I'd imagine, with how good it was.
Yeah, she's a dangerous player, isn't she? And you know, when we play against her for the Army, she's the one player who, is constantly we do talk about as what a threat she is.
Just looking at the midfield as well for UKAF. I mean, Hannah Hales there as the disruptor, as the person to get a foot in, but you've got two powerful midfielders in front of her, or side by side, I suppose, in Anthea Captain and Anna Birtwood, so two similar style of players as well.
Yeah, Anna's feet, she's very, a very technical player. Her passing skills, she can see a pass and she can put that deadly ball through to the strikers. So, but yeah, those three in midfield, all top quality.
Dutch have done well to come away with the ball here, but unfortunately, that did go out of play. On the note of Anna Birtwood, we saw she obviously captained the Army for the first time this year. You were involved in that squad. Obviously, the results weren't what the Army wanted, but a lot of growth, I'm sure, particularly with her first season as captain.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's relishing the job as captain, and she's a fantastic captain. And I'm sure she'll continue that role next season. But the Army, we are in a bit of a rebuilding phase, and although the results were disappointing, there's some absolute quality players. Both, our development team's getting better, as is our obviously our first team as well. Hopefully, we'll get an inter-services soon.
Well, that inter-services 2024 looks to be shaping up to be one for the ages. That's looking for Edwards, but that's asking a little bit too much. The Dutch haven't got going here so far.
No, I think the UKAF have been the better team so far, which is good for their confidence.
If you are watching on Facebook or on YouTube, please do try and get involved. We will read out the best that we can. We are not having the best connection issues. We're not having the best connection even down here at Sporting Council. So we'll do our best. But I can already see some support for UKAF and the British Army as well. Support for Demi Edwards too, which is actually a theme when we do a live game involving Demi.
It's normally her mum, Nikki Tylo, who's constantly on the comms.
Here she is trying to maybe win UKAF a corner, but it will go for a goal kick. She has a fan club.
She
Demi
does.
Edwards. Immediately UKAF look for the press, and
Yeah, good press in there by Farrow.
Holland, the Dutch looking to get physical, but they're not really getting out of their own half at the moment.
No, UKAF are just, they're first to the ball at the minute, and when the Dutch do have the ball, they're giving them good pressure.
Wilson looking to spin. Looking to maybe get an attack on the go. It's up towards Van der Velde. Hayes does pretty well, but then the pass isn't good enough, and all of a sudden the Dutch have a corner from out of nowhere.
See, this is where they're dangerous, because they are a physical side. They're quite tall as well, so it'll just be hopefully the UKAF girls can get this out.
Yeah, there definitely is a height advantage for the Dutch. I'm looking at number 19 Melanie van Walstein, number 20 as well, Shannon van Bellen. They've taken it short though. Interesting choice. And in the end, it leads to nothing.
I thought they would have just whipped that in and tested the keeper using the height advantage that they have in the box.
You have to wonder. Yeah, that was an odd one for me. Of course, we do have some Dutch support in YouTube and Facebook chat rooms at the moment. Welcome along. Here's Wilson. That's a stray pass though. But Whistle will take it on though, and Farrow, that'll be a free kick. Already this game has just got a little bit of needle to it. As you say, the Dutch will want to be physical. Beaver's taken it early and Wilson wasn't on the same wavelength. The two RAF teammates not quite on the same wavelength there.
Yeah, she apologises, Cat Beaver. She won't be happy with that.
For Cat, someone was there in 2019 when they last won the President's Cup, this will be really eating at her not to have won it in that time. Hannah Hale gives it back to Wilson. It'll be a UKAF throw.
Should probably mention about Cat Beaver playing for Fulham.
Yeah, absolutely. She's had a very good season with Fulham as well, from what I'm told. Obviously, I think on loan from MK Dons. Just one of a number of these UKAF players who are impressing in the civilian game now.
Yeah, there's a lot of girls here who play for civilian clubs, which, you know, to be fair, playing at UKAF level is, I think, you know, it needs to happen.
I mean, looking at Libby Dixon's record for Wythenshawe this year, it's incredible. That's a long distance strike. Really good save from a goalkeeper we haven't mentioned yet, but that is one way to make your first ever save as a UK Armed Forces goalkeeper for Jamie Lee Bamford.
Yeah, great save by Bamford. That'll give her a bit of confidence, but you know, again, just the Dutch having time to turn and take that shot. Just need to close them down a little bit and prevent them getting those long shots on target. Bamford
brings a different level of goalkeeping as well to this UKAF team. She won a league title with #United last year and has had a good year in the Midlands, I believe, this year at Stourbridge, and is looking for a club at the moment because I think she's moving up towards Lincoln Way, but I'm sure she'll be finding herself a new club soon.
I'm sure she'll get snapped up, Kyle.
Dutch corner then. Are they going to use that height here? It's whipped towards that back post. Just couldn't bring it down, could Bo Peters.
She's a lively player, isn't she? Number 24, Bo Peters.
Yeah, she's been involved a few times already. She's taking the throw here. In fact, she passes it on one more to Nikki Van Week. And UKAF will come away with it. Captain Edwards looking to dribble away. And the captain playing in what we believe will be her penultimate UKAF match. We do think she will be involved, injury permitting, when it comes to remembrance matches, and possibly as well involved against the German Bundeswehr next month. We're hoping her UKAF swan song goes slightly better than her Navy one went. Yeah, she's trying to make a tackle in there. But a player who compared to a Rolls Royce, by the way, Shauna Jenkins, that central defensive role, she's so calm and composed every time she gets the ball.
That's exactly what you want from your players at the back. You want them to be comfortable on the ball, be able to pick a pass and just calm things down when you need to.
Hannah Hale picks a pass there for Beaver as well. And now Hayes. Well, UKAF had a strong start. The Dutch have just come back into it in the last few minutes. Apart from that long-range effort, now the goalkeeper's been tested too much. The sun's coming out here, by the way, at Sporting Castle. We've had all the weathers today. Earlier today we saw the RAF, well, let's call them the RAF 11, mainly made up of under 23 players, but also involving a few senior players, win their President's Cup match against the Dutch Air Force as Dixon fires it in. We've got highlights of that coming at half-time as well. We had all the rains for that. We had all the weather even. We got all the weather for this, I'm sure, today. Rolled out to the Dutch captain. It's looked wide. It's over Beaver's head, so a chance now for number 5, Maud Sackbell, to come forward. Sackbell looks to pull it back. Wilson just hurried clearance, really, and that should be offside. I think flag stays down there. Chance for the Dutch to load the penalty area, headed away by Bert Wilson, and that will be a handball against Sackbell. Already the Dutch are showing they can be a bit dangerous in the wide areas, getting maybe this is the 3 at the back formation, just sort of the negative towards it.
Yeah, they've definitely got some pacey wingers, haven't they? And like you said, Kyle, you've just seen it there. But yeah, UKAF lucky to just get that ball away. But they need to be mindful of the pace on the wings.
I just wonder if in this back three at the moment, where you've got Hayes, who is quick, who can eat up the ground when she's making a run. That's a good ball towards Farrow. Sackball does well, and the Dutch clear. Jenkins underneath it. The chance maybe to whip that wide. It's blocked by their own player, I'm afraid. And now Beaver brings it down. Beaver looking for Farrow. She's just starting to get into the game for the UK Armed Forces. Wide to Wilson, who, well, I'm not sure she'll want to see that one back again. I was just going to say on the back three, because the outside centre backs, you need them to have pace when you play a three at the back formation. Yeah. And I'm just wondering whether Carl Millgate might be better off swapping Jenkins for Beaver and Beaver sitting in the middle.
Yeah, potentially.
We've already seen them get in on the left-hand side, the Dutch. Hayes wins a good header. Hale had time to bring it down, really. She does find Demi Edwards this time, though. Hale. The Dutch press is much better now after a slow first few minutes.
Yeah, they've settled into the game better, haven't they?
UKAF can't quite get a few passes stringing together at the moment. Here's Jenkins, and look at that press immediately on her.
Great feet.
Into Birtwistle. Gets it back to Hayes, who's going to look for Farrow, and Farrow's milling around it. Captain could play this wide now. There's a chance for Pitt Wilson if she can get there, and that pass just needed to be better.
Right idea.
When you beat the press, there will be space for the wide players, you would think. It's poor goalkeeper's clearance, really. And Farrow might just sense something there. Good defending in the end from the number 18 from the Dutch.
She's very lively, Farrow. She will chase everything down.
I'll apologise now for any Dutch fans watching that are unhappy if we butcher any of the surnames. We will do our absolute best.
I'm leaving that to you. Have you noticed?
Jenkins hacks it clear, flicked on by Birtwistle. And now Edwards has won it. Just really well there, Demi Edwards.
Oh, great.
And could she slide it through? Oh, not quite.
No, just not enough pace on that, but she did well to win it back, and you could see what she was trying to do.
Libby Dixon's trying to make something happen there for UKAF. It was really good defending, by the way, from Sophie Peterson to stop the UKAF attack there. Oh, that's given away, though, to Farrow, who... That's a big opportunity for Lucy Farrow.
She'll be gutted with that, just couldn't quite control it and just fell into the keeper's hands.
Smart play from the Dutch.
Yeah, they'll be looking to go wide. Look at number 5. She's pacey.
Instead, Van Welstein goes to the right. But they're starting to play some really nice football now. Jenkins can't quite clear it, and a chance maybe. It will fall for Bamford, who's really brave in there, the goalkeeper.
Great goalkeeping by Bamford.
It was Bo Peters who put the foot in for the Dutch. She's had a strong start to her UKAF career so far in the first 20 minutes or so. Rolled it out to Jenkins, who has to be calm. Beaver asking a bit too much of Wilson, and kind of sums up the first half so far for UKAF. Not quite clicking together at the moment. He's looking towards the number 24 again, Miss Peters. Hayes. Looking for Dixon, who made a smart little run inside there. Found herself a gap, but that's too much of Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards and Pitt Wilson, they've got a lot of ground to cover today, haven't they?
Yeah, it's a thankless task. That's a strong tackle from Birtwistle. That's spread wide. That's asking too much again. Wilson challenging. And at the moment, the reigning champions just look a little more comfortable on the ball.
Yeah, they do.
Birtwistle getting a foot in.
Had a bit of a shaky start. UKAF started really well, but now they've definitely settled into the game, and you know they've had a couple of chances, and they are definitely a threat in front of goal.
Wilson strong in the tackle.
Yeah, she's a very good player, isn't she? Number 24.
Yeah, Bo Peters has
Yeah.
already had an impact. Haven't seen much out of Maura Misaglia. He did score on her last trip to the UK.
Lovely little back heel there.
Confidence now starting to flow through the Dutch. Here's Peters. Just thought about a shot for a second.
Yeah, I thought she was winding one up there.
Tried to thread it through. Hannah Hale cut it out. Now Jenkins looks for Edwards, which seems to be the out ball for UKAF. Dutch now with the ball with the Dutch goalkeeper, Jana Vroeg. Cat Beavers, big shout, let her have it. So UKAF are trying to provide the defensive stability. And that's why they've given it away to Pip Wilson, who's tried to slide it through to Captain and Neely. Well defended, or well pressed by Jana Vroeg.
You can see why these games have gone to penalties. There's not a lot between the two teams, is there?
Two very evenly matched
Yeah.
teams. I mean, the 2022 game, Shauna Jenkins should mop this up, and does. Bamford asked a lot of Beaver, but she's flicked it on really well, actually.
Yeah, good. They've done well there.
Captain, could be a switch on to Demi Edwards. But Whistle thought about it for a second. It actually might have wanted the play on there, but it's been pulled back. The 2022 games, or 2022 game that ended 1-1 down in Havant. I know Carl Milgate and the team look at those late chances that the UKAF had and couldn't take. So it is going to be a game of fine margins. But Whistle trying to find Wilson, and that will be kept in by the RAF winger.
Yeah, great vision by Birtwistle. She did really well to control the ball and find the pass into the corner.
Peterson did well with the clearance. It's gone for a throw, and it's over Farrow's head. You have to get another go at it.
Yeah, just need to try and box him in here. Keep the pressure on.
A little quiet out there from UKAF at the moment. Cat Beavers come marauding forward, and she will look to find Edwards at the back post, maybe. Hale keeps it alive. Dixon looking to spin. Farrow's offside. Farrow with the number 9 on her back, probably playing a number 10 role, if we're honest. It's a bit weird to see a UKAF team without Libby Dixon having number 9 on her back. Number 7 for her today. And Farrow will chase this down. Goalkeeper has to be smart and does really well. Birtwistle bringing it down and in control. Here's Jenkins looking wide for Wilson. Does bring it down. But Wilson was trying to find the run. It will fall for Captain, who slipped it through. Can Dixon get there? Dixon does. It's a good save, but the flag is up again.
Yeah, good play by UKAF.
Better from the UK Armed Forces. Just trying to get their key players into the game, trying to get those key attacking players into the game. We've seen more of Farrow, more of Wilson. The deadly duo that terrorised the Army and the Navy in March. Edwards. Looking for an option. She's found Hayes. But Hayes has had it nicked away, and the scrappiness is still there in this game. Where that's nerves, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I just hope there's not going to be like a defensive error from the UKAF to let the Dutch in, but still very even, Kyle. It could literally looks like it could go either way at the minute.
If you are watching on Facebook and YouTube, please do try and get involved. We will try and read out some of the best ones we can. Runner Tyler says, are you playing on Friday? You are playing on Friday, I believe.
Who says that? Who's
Runner
that?
Tyler.
Oh, okay, yes.
As the UK Armed Forces men's and women's footballers get a chance to play at one of the most prestigious stadiums in the world.
It's not Ellen Road, Kyle. It's not Ellen Road.
Won't quite see it as a Leeds fan, but they are playing at Old Trafford on Friday. We'll have social coverage throughout the day, highlights in the morning, and some really nice features we're hoping from Old Trafford on Friday. So do watch this space. As the reigning Inter-Services Women's Champions, the RAF, host an Army-Navy team. Are you going to be able to get on?
Of course.
Chance for the Dutch, maybe. Just a moment that she thought about a shot. Really well charged down by Hale.
No, we're good friends with the Navy. They're not a bad bunch.
A shot on the turn. Didn't catch it at all, did she there? Janet Van Bellen even. I know last year they had the men's game at Old Trafford, and they have now extended that now to the women's game, which is really good.
Oh,
Dixon might just get there. That will be a Dutch throw.
Yeah, just talking about that occasion. I mean, even as a Leeds fan, it's still, getting to play on Old Trafford. It's still a good dip to spin, and I think there's a lot of girls who are going to be very proud to, play on that pitch.
It's not something you get to do every day,
No,
that's for sure.
not.
The Dutch are growing in confidence here. Every tackle, every good pass seems to be spurring them on. Here's Wilson.
Good
put an end to that momentum. Dixon might just want the ball through. She's just on the last defender. Can Birtwhistle get there for UKAF? Not quite. Dixon's chasing this down though. Really calm defending.
Yeah, really good defending.
From number 23, Nikki Van Week.
I think it's just that final ball for the UKAF, isn't it? Just threading it through.
There's a half a chance here and a half a chance there, but the Dutch have defended well. Here's Hayes, Birtwhistle with a little bit of space. Looking for Wilson, who will stretch her legs. And Pip Wilson now. Comes inside onto that left foot. Really great tackle. Wilson charged it down again. Superb tackle by Maud Sackball, who's shown to be an attacking threat, but that's her bread and butter. Good ball for Farrow, who can lay it off towards Captain. And that's looking for Dixon. Big chance for UKAF here for Libby Dixon. Just on the stretch, couldn't get hold of it, but that's a huge opportunity.
Yeah, great play. Started with Hannah Hale, nice little setback, and then Beaver into the forwards. But yeah, just unlucky there by Libby Dixon. I thought she was really going to let loose on that, and it was going to hit the back of the net.
Just the opportunity she was looking for, but that chest control seemed to just take it too far away from her. applause from the UKAF bench, and I think they're seeing some positives here, but it's ironing out those little errors at the moment. Because the Dutch are a team that will take advantage of it. Here's Misaglia. She's won a corner off the chest of now a very winded Abigail Hayes, I think.
Yeah. I think that's it, Carl. I think Maka at half-time, he's going to say that to the girls. Like, you need to take these opportunities, because the Dutch will, they're quite capable of scoring a goal, and they don't want to come in at full time having missed so many chances, and then the Dutch just, getting a little goal.
I can see Carl Milgate and Maka in pretty close quarters at the moment, trying to figure out changes they could make to this to perhaps swing the game in UKAF's favour. What can the Dutch do from a corner, though? We've mentioned they've got the height. It's launched into the penalty area. Beavers flicked it on well, but a chance maybe. Charge down, and not for the first time we've seen a UKAF player put their body in the way of the ball. That's just gone out from Wilson.
That was Shauna Jenkins again. She's been solid at the back so far.
Even a Rolls Royce can get in a collision now and again. Hale, who's just quietly going about her work, isn't she, Anna
Yeah,
Hale?
she just plays simple football. She's calm on the ball.
Jenkins back to Hayes. Just tugged back a little bit there, but referee says play on, and it will work for UKAF with Farrow into Dixon now. And Libby Dixon taking on the defender one-on-one, just where you want her. Just couldn't quite find the space for a shot. She's still got it though, Dixon. And in the end, it is cleared by Sakbal. Beaver keeps it alive, looking towards the penalty area. Birtwistle with a lot of space on the edge of the box. We know she can hit them. In the end, the Dutch get out pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah, if anyone can score an absolute worldie, it's Anna Birtwistle.
She says, begrudgingly with gritted teeth.
I don't mind today, Carl. She's on UKAF.
For anyone wondering what we're talking about, please hang on to half-time. You'll see what can only be described as the Anna Birtwistle show for 3 minutes. Though admittedly, her goals did not come from open play.
Yeah, I mean, that was disappointing for us, because obviously we knew that, especially with Anna on the team, that was how they were going to probably score. And a couple of set pieces, free kick and a corner. She even scored from a corner.
Yep.
Just disappointing from the Remus perspective, but fair play to the Royal Artillery. They've had a great season. They've got out at League Two.
Here's Peters. Somebody's having a party around the corner, I think. Can the Dutch start their own party here? Here's Van Bellen. Beaver cuts it out well. And Edwards, a little bit of space to bring UKAF out of their own half potentially. Into Farrow. Looked to spin, but span into danger, really. Really smart play. Jenkins will come over, but that was just showing what the Dutch can do on the ball. Jenkins showing what she can do.
Lovely from Jenkins there.
Making Dixon work. Farrow cuts off the ball to the goalkeeper though. And it will be a foul, I think, against Dixon.
Good play by the Dutch, but also nice defending from the UKAF girls.
Both sides just cancelling each other out a little. Two top teams at the moment. We've already seen UK success today against the Dutch as the RAF got the job done quite comfortably in the end, a 4-0 victory over the Dutch Air Force. For UKAF, this is a testing fixture as the Dutch come forward again. And the pass isn't quite good enough. Jenkins once again cuts it out.
She's been fantastic today. She's really stood out for me, Jenkins.
Fabellen up front, number 20 for the Dutch. Just a sign of frustration there that pass wasn't right, because it's a really good opportunity as they broke through the midfield.
I think that's where both teams need to be a little bit better. It's just that, that final ball needs to be a bit more clinical.
Here's Bamford, whose first half save, whose early save is the highlight so far. Terrific save from a long-range effort. Edwards should be fine and gets up. So we're into our 36th minute here at Sporting Calcer, still 0-0. Chances for both teams, arguably more for the Dutch at the moment. And a chance again for them to come forward. Verbellen looking to lay back off. Peters couldn't receive it. It's with Van der Velde. Now the captain, Dreher. Wide for Sakbal. Sakbal looking for the number 20 up front, who's wrestling away against Jenkins, but Shauna Jenkins is not going to go away quietly. Back with the Dutch, and a shot from range isn't really going to cause a problem for Manford.
She had her shirt a little bit. She just needs to be a little bit careful in that box, but didn't get pulled up for it. Good play by Jenkins.
Now Beaver, whose experience in these sort of games is going to be so vital this afternoon.
You can hear Cat Beaver just shouting, "Don't press."
Yeah, they're clearly quite cautious of what can happen if they get caught. At the moment, UKAF, if the Dutch beat the press, that's looking for Farrow, but the keeper's quickly off her line, does very well again, Rogue. Yeah, Beaver's asking Libby Dixon not to press, which is probably against her nature in a way. She's not used to that. Something different from UKAF today as they try and wrestle the President's Cup away from Dutch hands.
That's the thing, though. Everyone needs to be on the same wavelength. There's no good half the team pressing.
You got to hunt in packs, or no point in hunting at all.
Exactly. So they just need to listen stick to the game plan and listen to Beaver at the back.
Jenkins looking to use Farrow's pace, but well defended by the Dutch, and Denny Edwards wasn't quite on the same wavelength. Exactly what we're talking about there, and the Dutch come away with it quite easily. Van Walstein starting to pull the strings, the number 19 in midfield. Libby Dixon looked to flick it on to Cap 10. It's just a little bit scrappy, but at the moment it's still 0-0. Edwards asking a lot of any of the midfield there, really.
Yeah, a bit of a loose ball. And the Dutch have it again.
Just seems to be coming back towards the white side of the field at the moment in the white shirts. That would be a foul by Bert Whistle, who, I mean, we mentioned her ability on the ball. She's no stranger to a tough tackle either. I think it's just a talking to, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's not a yellow.
I think she was just using every moment to slow down the Dutch attack, actually. And it will be Maura Misaglia over the free kick then. A little far out for a shot, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to try hit number 20 for the Dutch. She's quite tall.
It slid into her, really smart play, but Jenkins once again in the right place at the right time, and UKAF can clear it. Misaglia loaded into the box, and she's got away. It's flicked on, and if Verbellen gets more of a connection on that, UKAF might be in trouble. It's coming back at them once again.
Not falling right, is it, for UKAF at the minute?
Van Walstein looked to thread it through, and just a chance for a breather for the UKAF defence, who are under the cosh a little bit as we head towards the final 5 minutes of the first half here.
Be interesting to see if he makes any changes at half time. Not forgetting, we've got Imogen Fisher on the bench. She's a very good winger. She can also play at top. She's very physical as well.
Yeah, when you've got a formation that's playing wing backs, obviously with Nat Barrister on the bench as well, more than comfortable in that position. But I actually wonder if we'll see less personnel change and more just slight
Tactical
tweaks.
change, yeah.
So at the moment, the Dutch are getting too much space on the ball in the midfield areas. Here's Farrow keeping it alive. There's a pass wide to Wilson if she can find her, and she does. And Dixon's with her too. And can UKAF end this first half like they started it strongly? Dixon had strayed offside, and that's a frustrating one for her. Seemed harder to stray offside than stay onside a moment there for Dixon. Just a little eager to get that opportunity, and it backfired. Here's the Dutch skipper, Olivier Draker. Now Missaglia gets the 1-2. Pass was loose though. UKAF looking to build. Beaver looking for Libby Dixon, but asking too much. Throw it then on the near side, taken by Maud Sackbell. Into the feet of Peters, who was fouled by Wilson, and considering all the challenges we've seen in that first half, that was arguably the lightest. Jenkins will head this away. Burt Whistle and Edwards look to come away for the UK Armed Forces, and Edwards will look at captain, not find the pass though. Can Hannah Hale put a stop to the Dutch attack here? She can't. In the end, Burt Whistle comes away with it. And that's a good pass for Burt Whistle, looking for captain, who maybe just doesn't quite have the legs to get that attack going as she nears the end of her military football career.
Yeah.
That's going to be a foul by Wilson. A couple of those at the moment. Pitt Wilson starting to show some frustration.
Yeah, you can see Anna Burt Whistle. She's trying to look for Wilson. She gets the ball, she turns quickly, and then her first thought is right, who, into the wide areas. There can't be long left of this first half.
Yeah, we're into the 43rd minute. There's Peters getting away though. Peters got two UKAF defenders around her. It's a shot from the edge of the box, and it's fired over by Verbellen, who's just started to become a little bit more dangerous than number 20.
Yeah,
and she'll be disappointed not to hit the target there.
She's definitely got more into the game, hasn't she, as the game's progressed.
Central position, pretty clean strike as well. Just lent back too much. Not sure the UK Armed Forces can afford to keep giving the Dutch the opportunities there. We've already seen Bamford have to make a very good save. Here's Beaver. UKAF playing from the back. But Abigail Hayes' touch is poor, really. Gets away with one. I think for Carl Milgate and co, a big half-time team talk here, because they're still in this game, and that's the main thing they'll take going forward. They're not behind. The Dutch probably could have taken the lead a couple of times, actually. Not saying UKAF haven't had their chances, but the Dutch have certainly looked the better in this first half of the two teams. Here's Beaver. Loose pass, but she'll get it back. And that's rocketed forward, really, to Farrow, who's just outnumbered. Here's Edwards, though. There's one thing the UKAF team do have, players that can provide something out of nothing. Here's one of them, Pitt Wilson. Looking down the line for Dixon, but just telegraphed really.
And that's it, and those balls are the ones which need to be better, because straight away now the Dutch are on the attack.
Peters, again, cut out though. That outburst you heard there was a cry of frustration from Pip Wilson. I think she understands that she could have done better there, but Farrow's in here, and it's Dixon. What's happened to the Dutch defence? Dixon's shot is blocked on the left foot, maybe blocked again.
Great opportunity for UKAF.
It's Farrow's. They're still not done, and I think they are now.
Very unselfish from Farrow there to lay it off to Libby Dixon.
Captain looking to challenge away from it. It'll still fall for Wilson. The Dutch have just had a wobble here. Wilson shot from range. Oh, what a goal!
What a goal!
We mentioned that Pip Wilson can do something from nothing.
Yeah.
30 seconds of madness from the Dutch, and the UKAF take the lead.
We just heard of him, very frustrated, and then she goes and scores an absolute worldie. Great goal by Pip Wilson.
The reigning champions, the Dutch, have looked so composed, apart from that first few minutes. But for the rest of the first half, they've looked so composed. I have no idea what happened to the defence then, but they fell apart. Dixon had two real good opportunities blocked. And just when you thought the chance had gone, Pip Wilson, well, every time we go live with Pip Wilson playing, she tends to score a screamer. I will point out, I think Jana Vroeg might be slightly disappointed to be beaten from that range. I think she thought it was sailing over the bar.
I thought it was, to be honest, Kyle. I thought that was going over.
Completely misjudged it. The Dutch do have a player down as well. Well, that changes the half-time team talk completely. And despite what the scoreboard opposite us says, if you can see it on the camera, it isn't 2-0, it is 1-0. It was a good goal, but you don't get 2 for it.
I don't think the Dutch are panic though. I think, you know, we know they're a quality side, and there's still a long time to go in this game, so
definitely feels like a bonus that for UKAF.
yeah.
Wouldn't say they've been the better team at all. A lot of work to do to grind out a result here, and that gives them the platform maybe in the second half. Left foot, right foot, doesn't matter for Pip Wilson, by the way. What that goal could do as we head towards half-time and into the second half in particular is a confidence boost. Wilson makes the block.
Yeah, I think it would just give that, you know, the UKAF players that just a little bit more of a lift.
And all of a sudden it's the Dutch faces that look a little bit frustrated, and we're seeing a few little outbursts. Dixon nearly won it away there. But that is half-time, and well, a game that seemed to be heading for a deadlock at the break opened up spectacularly by Pip Wilson. A goal from absolutely nothing, and the UK Armed Forces find themselves 1-0 up at the break. Incredible end to the half after a solid start to the middle. Well, perhaps there's work to do for the coaching team, but the UK Armed Forces team lead at half-time, and 5 years of hurt could disappear. They're halfway there here at Sporting Calça. I think yeah, we're going to show you some highlights now from the half-time game. So this was the RAF, let's call it the RAF 11, a mixture of under-23s and senior players against the Dutch Air Force. And after a first half similar to this one in a way, where it was quiet, it was scrappy, second half exploded. An absolutely superb free kick from Brodie Gray, a player who's scored it into services level for the RAF, providing a big goal in the President's Cup. And from there, well, the Dutch fell apart and the RAF didn't look back. Superb goals in the second half. We saw Jake Staunton take advantage of a really good counter-attack to score. Just after that, Tom O'Hanlon came off the bench up front and got himself a goal too. Tom O'Hanlon, he'll be very pleased to get on the score sheet as he looks towards perhaps being the central figure for the RAF under-23s next year. And then to round it off, well, Josh Randall got himself on the score sheet, and the RAF had 4. They had the President's Cup for a second year in a row. So superb for the RAF, who celebrated wildly, as you can expect. And can the UK Armed Forces follow suit? Well, they lead at half-time. Let's take a look now at some of the other things that have been happening in the Forces football world, starting with one Kempy might not want to remember, the 2023 Edwards Cup. 2024 Edwards Cup. A final filled with twists, turns and special finishes. The 2024 Edwards Cup final, the women's intercorps final, saw the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers make the perfect start through Hallie Terrell. The Royal Artillery were playing in their first ever intercorps final, but Georgia Brown and Holly Swan could not beat Remy shotstopper Mia Charman to level the score. But from the corner, Army skipper Anna Birtwistle saw her delivery sail over Charman's head and into the top corner for 1-1. The Gunners had the confidence now, but they had to be careful at the back. Courtney Jones's long-range free kick hit the crossbar before Gemma Dinning's smart finish in the second half restored the Remy lead. Once again, the artillery had an answer though. Maddie Wood's simple finish at the back post made it 2-2. And it was Birtwistle who had the final say. A brilliant free kick, capping off a captain's performance as the artillery lifted the Edwards Cup for the very first time.
Comes in, header in, and it's into the net, and it's a brilliant header from that corner. Well, it was Deck Shuttleworth who got it. It was a perfect corner, and it has given the Remy a lead 1-0. Great header, but he was given loads of room, wasn't he? There was masses of space for him. And that's well collected by Luke Greenway. Oh, he just...
He's given a penalty.
Oh, he has given a penalty. It was a late challenge. It was a late challenge, and, well, there's a lot of unbelievable faces. Oh. It was given away by Ethan Phillips. Here we go. And he tucks it away with great confidence. So, 1-1. The Royal Signals have the penalty they wanted, or have the equaliser that they wanted from the penalty spot. This is great work as well.
Yeah, definitely. Get
shot comes in, and it's
in!
What
a finish that is!
Oh, what a magnificent goal!
Wow.
And it's George Crofts. Well, that was sensational.
That was a great finish. I thought that was going wide, to be honest, but it nested in the top corner.
From our angle, it looked wide, but he flew into the back of the net.
That's a great finish.
Here's Limbu. Gets a good cross in.
Can you finish it?
That's a beautiful goal. Well, it's George Crofts this time who's got the ball. A fantastic cross. And Crofts has made it 3-1. Well, this is an incredible turnaround. He did get a booking in the first. Here's Turner.
Oh, lovely
Lindblom with
play.
a 1-2 with Turner again. Turner beats one man, beats two, gets the shot in and
What a great goal! What a goal!
That is fantastic.
Wow.
What a sensational goal that was.
And JT, wow. Goals galore here for the Signals.
What a turnaround. What a turnaround in this match, Owen. I can't believe it. But the Remy are not finished yet. They will try right to the end. The shot comes in, and it's another goal. And this time it's the substitute.
Wow.
Jordan Hicking has got it back to 4-2.
What a finish.
It's been a terrific game of football, really worthy of the name of the cup final here. And
great play from
and it's a chance
Jamie
for
Turner again,
goal,
and he's gone for the chip.
And he
What a
has
finish.
scored.
Wow.
Well, this is magnificent stuff. It's Luke Greenway this time who's got the goal.
That was a joker finish.
His second goal of the match. He just lobbed it over the goalkeeper. There's so much space. 5-2, the Royal Signals lead. If you're just joining us, you've missed an absolute treat.
That's it.
And that is the final whistle. And great celebrations for the Royal Signals players.
You will go into the British Army, where you will help the rest of the British Army live, move and fight.
Well, this is an incredibly rare opportunity. I'm sitting in one of the final Mark I Apaches.
The unique thing for our ship is our big offshore crane. The Mine Threat Exploitation Group can bring their boats alongside.
Everyone wants to be a sniper, but obviously with the mystique of sniping, not many people will actually know and can know that you are what you are.
It's such an honour and a privilege to fly the display this year. I'm like standing on the backs of giants, really.
It's headed clear that
Goddard's picked it up.
He's done well,
Great
hasn't he, Goddard?
Yeah, he has.
Ball comes across the field. Davis, he just scuffed his shot there. But a real, as you say, a massive. There's a lot of young airmen and women who've got a lot to thank him for. Now here come the opportunity for Leeming.
Chance.
Ball, and it's in. No. Well, would you believe that? George McCowie's shot, it hits the post and the bar.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Regaining and retaining possession just seems to be going both ways.
Goddard. Goalkeeper comes out, makes the challenge. Ooh. It's a late challenge and it's a penalty.
But
the ball was
miles away.
The ball was miles away, but the referee has signalled a penalty. Nevertheless, important moment. And Wanless puts the ball in the net. So RAF Bryce Norton take the lead from a Dave Wanless penalty. Well, it's a controversial moment. Orlando Davis beats one man, gets his low cross in, and it's turned into the net. Brilliantly scored by, I think it was Rory Simmons, wasn't it, who got on the end of it?
Yeah, great finish and great feat by Orlando there. Just that little knock past the fullback.
Got lots of space, lots of time. He's not being closed down, goes for the shot.
Oh, it's a big chance, though.
Well, he could, maybe he felt he could have done better with that. Absolutely. And here's Danny Tyndall. Nice through ball, a shot comes in, and it's just over the bar. It was a really cracking effort from Mike White as well.
Yeah.
Every time, it's lovely control there from Tippings, gets the cross in. And all over the place at the moment are Leeming. Shot comes in. So difficult for defenders.
Yeah.
Cross comes in, goalkeeper makes it, doesn't make it, eventually cleared.
Just got enough on it.
And now on the break, what can Leeming do here? Price, McCowie, and this is George McCowie. Edge of the box.
You're in.
In for the shots, and it goes wide. Ball goes out wide then onto that right-hand side. It's a good run through from Cranswick. Still going, gets the cross in. And that is a wonderful save from the goalkeeper. What a great save from Ollie Sinclair. Well, still going is Dave.
There he is. Oh, he's done
Wanless.
Brilliant.
That'll be safely into the hands of the goalkeeper. Just looking on that far side to see it might be. Hopefully we'll get the board. Will come up and tell us.
Header goes in and it's in the net. And it's a third goal. And Mike Goddard has got it. From the free kick. Brilliantly taken free kick from Mike Atkinson. And on the end of it was Mike Goddard. Welcome back then to Sporting Calcer FC, where the UK Armed Forces are halfway to ending a 5 years of hurt, really, in the President's Cup, with back-to-back penalty shootout defeats. Today might be the day that comes to an end. They lead 1-0 at the half-time. I think we can take a look at the goal as well that separates the two teams at the moment. A really well-taken goal by Pip Wilson at a time when the Dutch were on top, actually, but they seemed to just have a moment of madness at the back. And Pip Wilson popped up out of nowhere to score what Pip Wilson usually scores, long distance, and a really well-taken goal to give the UK Armed Forces the lead. The Dutch players are just heading out now for the second half, perhaps with a little bit of a, I'm not going to say a hairdryer treatment, but I'm sure they'll be up for this second half now, coming into it as a goal down and wanting to defend the trophy that they've kept hold of since 2019. Yes, 2 years of those were lost due to the pandemic, but to keep hold of a trophy for 5 years, they will not let it go without a fight, and that's what UKAF may have on their hands in this second half. Before we get into this second half of the game, just a quick note on fantastic support we've had from everybody watching along with our live sporting coverage in 2024 so far. We've been a very busy team, but we have absolutely enjoyed bringing all the live sport that we can, including fantastic inter-services rugby, inter-services football championships, men's and women's. We've seen inter-services netball too. We've seen Challenge Cup Rugby League, and it's all still more to come. A big summer is expected on the Forces News YouTube channel and on our other outlets. So do watch this space. As the UK Armed Forces team make their way out for the second half then, a few more smiles on the faces of the ladies in white, who will be pleased with the scoreline. Maybe not quite as pleased with their performance, but sometimes a goal changes everything. It'll be interesting to see how these two teams shape up in this second half. I don't see any changes for the UK Armed Forces team at all, and I can't see any changes for the Dutch either, so we're expecting, as you were, as one of the UKAF coaching staff, who also doubles up with the Wolves team, by the way, leads UKAF through pretty vigorous warm-up to get us going. I can bring Kempy back in. She's got a warm coffee to keep her going, but a goal that changed everything in that first half.
Yeah, I think we both agree. We thought the Dutch were probably the better team in that first half, but you know, yeah, well done to the UKAF. You know, that goal out of absolutely nothing, and what goal it was.
A goal that took us and the goalkeeper by surprise, but Pip Wilson, that's what she does. I think we could have a Pip Wilson show reel, and it goes on for minutes and minutes and minutes in our archive.
I think she only scores worldies as well. You know, she's a bit like Anna Birtwistle. If it's not a worldie, they don't bother, do they?
I remember watching her for the first time down in Cosford, an RAF women's match, maybe against Boldmere a few years ago, and she scored a spinning volley from about 30 yards, and I thought to myself, you might just be the best player in the world. But no, she certainly showed what she could do in that first half as the Dutch get us underway in the second period. 45 minutes for them to save their trophy challenge at the moment. There's been a cannonball from Pip Wilson right into the heart of that defence. UKAF, in a stark change from the first half, are pressing. Just wonder if maybe that's a similar plan actually to the first half. Press in the first few minutes and then they back off later, because that seems to be what we saw. Don't know if that was a purposeful plan from the UKAF team.
Also, Demi Edwards and Pip swap sides.
They have swapped sides, so maybe we'll see more joy for the two wing back or wingers, depending on where they are on the ball. Here's Masaglia. The tall Dutch striker looking to spin, not able to. It will be a UKAF free kick.
Just saw a couple of the Army girls at half-time supporting the UKAF girls. Lois Jacobs and Ali Hinley. Ali obviously would have been involved today, but fortunately she'd been a bit poorly this week, so she couldn't get involved this week with the UKAF girls.
And we know Lois Jacobs has UKAF experience in the past as well. She was part of Carl Millgate's first ever team in 2019 when they put 8 past the Irish Defence Forces. But the Dutch are looking to change things here. Chance now for Van der Velde potentially, cut out pretty well by Hannah Hale. Headed down now to Wilson, who, as you said, has swapped sides. Can keep control of it, and space now from Masaglia. Smart play to get Van der Velde away on the right hand side, and that's pretty wasteful actually from a very good position.
Yeah, very wasteful. Easy. Well, goalkeeper didn't have to do anything there.
I wonder if the change for Wilson and Pip is to perhaps get particularly Demi Edwards onto a stronger side in the wing back position. You want more of a right-footed wing back on the right hand side.
Yeah, absolutely. She hasn't had a great deal of the ball in the first half, and we all know when Demi has got the ball, she is dangerous. So I think just looking to get a bit more involved in the game, to be honest, Carl.
So no changes at the break, but UKAF will have players that they can call on if needed. At the moment they'll be pretty pleased at 1-0 up. Here's Dixon looking to bring it down, crowded out, and in the end just pulls the shirt, I think, of Melanie Van Welstein. Again, I will say, for anybody just joining us from a Dutch supporting base, we apologise for any name butchering, but we are doing our absolute best. It'll be Sackbell then with the throw on the left hand side. Again, trying to use that physicality of Jeanette Verbellen. Birtwhistle's trying to show her own physicality, and the Dutch have a throw again. Maka on the UKAF bench, not very pleased with how far forward that came, that throw. Beavers missed kick clearance. Edwards and Birtwhistle both challenging for it, but in the end one of the Army girls gets it clear, and that is Birtwhistle. If you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, please do try and get involved. We will read out the best we can, assuming we continue to have connectivity, which at the moment we do, so please do get involved. We saw at half-time the game from earlier today where the RAF put 4 past the Dutch Air Force. At the moment, UKAF have put 1 past, and neither of the UK teams have conceded. Pip Wilson's looked towards Dixon, the keeper's got nowhere near it, and it just bounces away. And
yeah, great ball by Pip. Get the thumbs up from Libby Dixon. Libby will be very disappointed not to just get a toe into, to the back, get that into the back of the net. But
that's the switch,
chance,
isn't it? That's the difference. Pip Wilson can provide with that left foot better than Demi Edwards can, who will probably have come inside in that position.
Yeah.
Corner then to be taken by Farrow. Beaver and Jenkins up from the back, as is Abigail Hayes. Headed away though as it looked towards Beaver. Farrow's underneath it. Kept Captain looked to spin, but the Dutch were quick into the challenge. Hale now looking for Jenkins. That flick towards Dixon, by the way, would have been outrageous if that came through.
Yeah, nice composure by Hale there to just send it out wide as well. Very composed player in the middle.
Free kick then to the Dutch. We're going to have to find an answer here if they are to keep hold of the trophy and take it back to the Netherlands. That's an overhit free kick, really. That's not the answer. Jamie Lee Bamford says thank you very much. She goes long towards Dixon. Again, they're looking for that flick on. Birtwistle didn't really have the time to bring that down there. And Edwards has fouled. Well, play on, says the ref. Again, we've seen that physicality. Jenkins is doing her best with that physicality, but there's only so much you can do. But here come the UKAF. Dixon. She got Farrow, but she couldn't slide it through. Again, really good defending. Putting yourself in the right place at the right time. It's all about that position in that football IQ. Van der Velde looking for Missaglia, but it's behind her.
Just a bit end-to-end at the minute, isn't it, Cole?
Neither team really getting control of it. And with UKAF's counter-attacking abilities, that might not necessarily be the worst thing for the team in white at the moment. As we head into the 53rd minute, I just wonder, I'm looking at number 10, Anthea Captain, who's not really been able to get into the game how she'd like to. We know a force that she can be in a creative position, but whether it's solid defending from the Dutch team or just not being in the right positions, I'm not sure. The Dutch will play on here after it collided with the referee. But pretty wasteful again. Just thinking, you mentioned, of course, on the bench from the Army, we do have the name is there, Imogen Fisher, sorry, who could slot into that position quite comfortably.
Yeah, easily, yeah.
Peters now looking to run past Beaver, and I'm surprised that that's not something that the Dutch have done more with Beaver's, we'll say, experience, to be kind.
We won't call her slow. She's definitely not slow, but the thing that Beaver brings is her positioning. You know, she's very comfortable on the ball. But yeah, you're right. You thought potentially they would have at least tried to run at Beaver and see if they could.
Abby Hayes, not for the first time, nicking in there.
Yeah, good.
It's into the penalty area.
No
push, absolutely not. The Dutch are just starting to get a bit of pressure going here.
That's a great ball.
Into the penalty area. Jenkins somehow won the header. She had two very, very tall opponents near her.
Yeah, she's been phenomenal today.
Farrow. She'll get a second bite of the cherry. That's a perfect ball, actually. And now Anthea Captain. She's got Dixon to the right if she can find her. That is not the pass.
No, I see obviously what she was trying to do. She's very unselfish from Captain there, but just the quality of the pass just needed to be better, you know, to set Libby through. I thought, is she going to go on her own? But as we said to Kyle, very unselfish, and just, you know, that's the difference. It'll be a shame if, you know, Holland get back into the game now, because we could have buried it then.
Big opportunity. Someone with the ability that Captain has, you'd expect her to find the right pass.
Yeah, she's going to be kicking herself for that one.
Captain is multi-sport for sure. We saw her inter-services netball last year. I know she's played basketball at a good level too for the Royal Navy. There's Wilson then, whose goal separates the teams as it stands. That's an interesting flick. Well, the Dutch are comfortable. Beaver looking to slide towards Dixon, but Dixon will get there first. Good reflexes from the UKAF striker. Low ball into, and that could have gone anywhere. This goalkeeper is not comfortable, and it will be a corner, and that's not what you want to see from your goalkeeper, who, I'll be honest, I felt should have done better with the goal as well. She's not looking confident.
Yeah, great play by Libby Dixon as well. But just, putting it across the box with pace, and you can see, the keeper, she is partial to spilling it.
Put it across the box and with pace, hoping that someone's come across the defender like Libby Dixon usually does. Farrow's corner then. Looking towards Captain's flicked on, she's really well. Miss-hit clearance will be another corner. UKAF having more joy from set pieces than you'd expect, looking at the height difference. With Hayes and Beaver and Jenkins all up there. And Captain's height is not something you usually think about with her game, but she's certainly a threat in the air. Taken short to Anthea Captain. Back to Farrow. Farrow's cross isn't really what she was looking for. Don't think she wanted it back the way she got it, if I'm honest. Misplaced pass again, and UKAF looking to break with Farrow. That's a clean challenge though.
He's not giving anything.
Referee says get up, get on with it. And the Dutch are doing just that with Sakbal winning a throw. The Dutch are going to make the first change of the day here. It's number 11, Van der Velde, who comes off, replaced by Nikki Schotman, number 22. Change, hopefully, for the Dutch to force something. UKAF will be pleased if this is a quiet start. So this second half, they'll happily have these quiet periods in the game at 1-0 up. You can see Jade Barrow having a quite extensive warm-up routine at the moment, so I would expect her to be coming on pretty soon as well. Just wonder if Carl Milgate will be tempted to throw in the Dixon-Barrow front line, which arguably might just be the most traditional striking duo they've got.
Yeah. Again, it just proves the quality that he's got on the bench, the quality of girls to choose from.
Plays for Plymouth Argyle at a very good level of women's football, Barrow. Chance though for the Dutch. They've got away on the right-hand side. Low ball in, but Jenkins is there, and just an opportunity actually for the number 23 Van Week to possibly create an opportunity. Dutch corner then. Nisagli are over it. Height in the penalty area in an orange shirt. Lofted. It's just bounced down.
Push in the back.
Yeah, I think it was a push in the back that forced it to come off the arm actually, I think it might be Birtwistle, but that would be why with the push. And there is that UKAF change then we mentioned. Jade Barrow comes off. I think Pip Wilson thought she was coming off, but actually in a rather surprising change, it's number 12, Hannah Hale, who comes off for Jade Barrow, and I think we might see a change in formation here. Farrow seems to be going out to the left, and Pip Wilson is not changing formation, but changing tactic for it, and Pip Wilson's going to move into the midfield. An attacking change, actually, it feels like. You're going to have two centre forwards who are going to stretch the Dutch back line.
Yeah, he's definitely not settling for 1-0, is he? They're definitely confident that they can get another goal in this game.
I think this fixture shows you can't settle for 1-0.
Exactly.
Hannah Hale, though, big credit to her. She actually really impressed, quietly impressed, went about her work really well.
She played really well, did the simple things.
Dixon's just bounced away. And, a real chance, really, for UKAF. Dixon's still there, though. The Dutch, when you put them under pressure at that back, they're starting to crumble. Jade Barrow had only just come on, so maybe wasn't quite used to the speed of the game at the moment. You'd have thought she'd have been jumping on any chance in the 6-yard box. Here's Edwards' throw, finding Wilson, who couldn't keep it in. Wilson in that central position might just open up some more avenues for her, actually, getting her involved a little bit more. As I said, we didn't see a whole lot of captain in that position, who's now moved further back into Hannah Hale's more defensive midfield position. Here's Peters. Abigail Hayes wins an important header.
Strong header.
But Whistle couldn't keep it alive. Wilson strong in the challenge. Play on, says the ref. And that's looking for Barrow.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on it from Burt Whistle. Good idea.
Wilson or Barrow.
Oh, great play.
Does well, Wilson. And she says, why not? Saw the keeper off a line.
She's got confidence, isn't she? Worth a ping. She's done it once.
Well, you've got to wonder that the Dutch goalkeeper there already been beaten from some range, taking chances by coming that far off your line.
That's good pressure by UKAF, winning the ball back and then just creating themselves an opportunity.
Great vision as well from Pip Wilson, because not many people see that opportunity. Beaver pressing high to try and win that back for
great play
UK
by
Armed
Beaver.
Forces. Barrow back to Beaver. The centre-back's found herself in a forward position she wasn't expecting. Farrow back to captain. Chance to go wide to Edwards, and they do. Demi Edwards then looking for the box. Flicked on towards the back post. Can Barrow get there?
Oh!
Just bounced around, and the goalkeeper is grateful to grasp upon it.
Again, another great opportunity. You know, great ball in by Edwards. Unfortunately, just couldn't just do that final part.
UKAF making chances now. This attacking change and moving Wilson into the middle seems to be bearing fruit at the moment. Moving her closer to Dixon as well and getting those two to link up a bit more. As they do there is Dixon. Crowded by 3 Dutch defenders around her, but she still kept control of the ball. Behind Edwards, who will run to try and keep this in, and does. But whistle goes wide. Touch was loose, and that will be a Dutch goal kick. We said in our preview on Forces.net that the UK Armed Forces strength was in their attacking positions, and we're seeing the full attacking onslaught now.
Yeah, they've definitely come into their own a bit now, haven't they? And we can see we're forcing the Dutch into some mistakes, creating our own chances now.
As they have there with Wilson, who might just get there before the goalkeeper, not quite.
Keeper's having a lot to do at the minute.
Yeah, goalkeeper who had a solid first 40 minutes, then conceded the goal, and since then confidence seems to be towards the bottom, that's for sure. Masaglia trying to get the Dutch going again. Verwend as well. And it's a big push in the back of Shauna Jenkins. It's getting a little bit feisty. I'd imagine that's going to be a yellow card for Janelle Van Bellen.
Just getting frustrated, aren't they, the Dutch? You can see it's not coming off for them at the minute.
Not sure you can get away with two hands in the back like that without a booking. Didn't see what Jenkins did originally to bring the anger from the Dutch forward, though. Freddie and William are cheering on Jade Barrow on YouTube. Always good to see family of the players getting involved, so please do continue. Beaver then with the free kick. No bookings, by the way.
Yeah, surprising.
Up towards Wilson, couldn't win the header. Captain says, that's mine. Looks for her Navy teammate, or now former Navy teammate, Jade Barrow. Smart play from the Dutch to play out from the back, and they've done it a few times in this game.
Good tackle by captain.
Referee says,
oh, I thought she got the ball, to be honest.
I'm afraid.
I thought that was a good tackle.
It's a feisty game, that's for sure. And for the UK Armed Forces, this is their biggest game of the season. I couldn't pretend to know what the rest of the Dutch fixture list is for the year, but I'd imagine this is pretty high up there in importance, so tensions are high. And that's looking for Misaglia, who's going to get there completely unmarked, by the way. And UKAF lucky to get away with that one, just switched off from the free kick. Here's Barrow chasing that down for the UK Armed Forces, looking to force a mistake, and she gets there,
play.
and she pulled it back, and Dixon with a big chance. Oh. She wanted a penalty. I think it was a half-assed attempt even, because she knew she should have given that ball into the back of the net, really.
Yeah, definitely. And what great play by Barrow there. She's so lively. She's so dangerous.
That's a misplayed pass as well. It's kept in by Farrow. A couple of chances for Libby Dixon in this game. You'd have thought she'd have got herself on the score sheet. She hasn't so far, and just wonder if you're Carl Millgate, you're starting to feel a familiar story in these President's Cup fixtures. Edwards.
Nice feet, lovely. Oh.
She had two options really, Wilson and Birtwistle, couldn't find either. We've just seen a switch actually for the Dutch as well in their front line, not in personnel. And Abigail Hayes nodded back to Bamford quite comfortably, and does. Peters is taking the more central position, leaving the very physical number 20 on the left-hand side instead.
Yep, seen.
Valbellen. Good flick from Dixon. Wilson tried to find Barrow. The Dutch just guilty of trying to force it a little bit there. Now Edwards.
You can see that physicality there against Demi Edwards.
Yeah, she's not going to be able to dribble through a brick wall like that.
She's going to have to release it a little bit quicker.
The Dutch aren't particularly happy with the referee, by the way, at the moment. So I think the ref's just going to go over and have a quiet word with the Dutch head coach, who spoke brilliantly to us before the game. But I'd imagine his words to the referee right now aren't quite as friendly as that interview before the game. Jade Barrow's mum's also watching along, which is good. And so is other family. Harley is watching her auntie. Good ball towards Peters, but Bamford has it in her hands, and UKAF have got to be careful in those situations. They're just allowing the Dutch players to drift away from them. It's up towards Barrow to try and make a nuisance of herself, and that's going to go out for a corner. I think Keeper does really well actually to get across. UKAF box them in a little perhaps. Here's Farrow. That's going to be a free kick.
Yep. Again, great pressure from UKAF, forcing the mistake. But can they make something of this now and make it 2-0?
In that first half, we saw UKAF ease off the throttle with the pressing, not in the second half. And Jenkins will come over to take this free kick. I'll be honest, out of all the players on the pitch who have the set piece ability, Shauna Jenkins wasn't high on my list to be taking these free kicks, but we've already seen her test the goalkeeper.
Yeah, this is a similar distance to, is it where Birtwistle scored? It might have been a bit further out, maybe
in the
on
Edwards Cup final. Yeah, I would imagine this is going to the back post though. In fact, she has gone for goal again. A bit easier this time for the Dutch keeper.
I might be giving Anna a bit of injustice. Maybe it's a bit further out, but again, Anna's set pieces are phenomenal, so I'm surprised she's not really got on any today.
Yeah, you've got Anna Bertwist, so we've already seen Farrow with the corners, but I mean, Demi Edwards can strike a good free kick.
Absolutely, yeah.
Pip Wilson, no doubt, I'm sure. Anthea Captain as well. Cat Beaver is known to strike a free kick for the RAF too. There's definitely options.
A lot, isn't there? There's a lot of options within this team. Again, Dutch just giving that ball away very loosely. Can the UKAF make something of this?
Into the final 20 minutes then here at Sporting Calcio, and so far so good for the UK Armed Forces. They lead by a goal to nil. Pip Wilson's stunner at the end of the first half separates the sides in a tight battle for the President's Cup. Hayes back to Farrow. Farrow's looking for Barrow here. Dixon nearly took it off. It'll fall
lovely.
back towards Dixon. The two strikers who... That's a foul by Captain, actually, I think. I was going to say the two strikers, Barrow and Dixon, who are arguably the goal-getters in the UK Armed Forces, so to speak. The RAF have other talents in attacking abilities. We're talking Wilson, we're talking Farrow, but out-and-out strikers, those are the top two, it feels like, in the UKAF team.
Yeah, I think it's definitely stepped up a notch since Barrow's come on.
I think Captain might have just found herself into the book. Hopefully just a yellow this time. Dutch player down, receiving treatment at the moment. In fact, it just gives the Dutch a chance to regroup and get some fluids in and figure out how they're going to attack this last 15 or so minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely UKAF who seem to be on top at the minute and causing the most threats. But we can't rule this Dutch team out. We've seen it, you know, they can create.
I'm sure the Dutch will be rooting those first half opportunities where they arguably should have been the team that went in ahead at half time and found themselves a goal down out of nothing. Runner Tyler on YouTube says Demi Edwards' family will also be at Old Trafford on Friday supporting the Army/Navy team. Although they have just said the Army, so I'm not sure if they're only supporting half of the team.
No, looking forward to that. It's going to be a great occasion for everyone involved.
UKAF do have some big fixtures coming next month as well. Men's and women's team taking on the German Bundeswehr on D-Day week. We are still figuring out plans towards coverage of that game, whether live or highlighted versions. Imagine this is going towards the left-hand side. Demi Edwards, though, does well. Great control from the Dutch left-back. Captain says no thank you. And actually, you know what? Dixon, just for a second, thought it might stay in for her. If you are getting involved on Facebook, I'm sorry to say Connectivity is not allowing comments on Facebook, so we can't quite read them. But please do still get involved. I'm sure there are lots of people across the Armed Forces sporting world watching along. I'm told Jamie Doig is watching. Of course he is. Absolute huge supporter of everything we do, Armed Forces sporting wide. Holly Keating, good luck to Anna and all the girls. And that will be a UKAF corner. Brian Hayes says, Lenny Hayes says, go Abby and the UKAF team. Let's have some goals. Well, we've got one. And one will be enough.
Be nice to get another though, wouldn't it, Kyle? If we can get one now.
Sure, Carl Millgate would appreciate it. Cat Beaver off the short corner. It's bounced around and a chance. It's in. But the whistle has gone and it looks like it's going to be given as handball against Abby Hayes, who is fuming that it's been given, actually, because she says it came off her chest.
I need to see this on the replay.
UKAF have one disallowed. The Dutch are going to get underway quickly, but we couldn't comment from the position we're in, and the referee is in a better position, so we will give him the benefit on it. That's a really smart ball through, and it could change very quickly. From delirium one minute to perhaps a scare the other. No UKAF challenge under that, though. Well won by Wilson, and there is both Barrow and Dixon bearing down on goal. Here's Barrow towards Dixon. Can she get a shot away? Maybe Farrow takes it off Birtwistle.
Yeah, she wanted that.
And Edwards has fired over the bar from some distance.
Yeah, Birtwistle just looked like she was setting up to strike the ball then and just got taken away from her at the last minute.
At the risk of cursing this, I can't see this ending without another goal. One way or the other. It just feels like there's a goal coming.
I'm going to go for a UKAF goal.
I'm sure that's what you were hoping for, but Barrow might be able to give you what you're looking for here. Really smart turn. She was pulled down, I thought. And that's a kick out from Jade Barrow.
He's definitely going to card her.
That's a bit needless, isn't it? I'm sure she's frustrated she didn't get the free kick.
Was he not? He's just had a word.
Just a word.
Yeah, very lucky there she is.
Referee.
I think that was just frustration, wasn't it? Yeah. She thought that she had the free kick. Very surprised he didn't issue a yellow, but good news for her and UKAF.
Moment to forget for Jade Barrow. Just saw red, I think, for a second.
Yeah, it's great play by her though. She's a very good player, and I think she's done really well since she's come on. She's lifted the team. I think they've been a lot more attacking since she's come on the pitch.
In her defence, I personally felt it was a free kick.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, she's got to be careful though. Just react. It's all you can't react like that because a different referee.
A different referee could have seen that very
absolutely
differently. Instead, the Royal Navy officials went away without a card here.
Is that Edwards coming off for Nat Bavister, I think?
Yeah.
Again, Bavister brings a lot of experience, doesn't she? She's a fantastic player, so great to see her on the pitch.
And you're seeing the UK Armed Forces team working exactly how they should, as now we have the RAF, Royal Navy and British Army captains all on the field at the same time in the same team. That should be Bamford's to get there first, and she does really well. In fact, the Dutch thought she was outside of her box, but I think more hopeful than anything. Beaver looking down the line to Dixon, who had strayed offside. Yeah, Bavister back into that right wing back role, rather than the attacking left wing option that the Navy chose for this year's inter-services.
Yeah, she's so versatile, Babs.
Beaver lets that go for Bamford. Really good call from the goalkeeper. Confident call.
Yeah, she's done well. I think her confidence has just grown, hasn't it, through this game?
Here's Birtwistle, couldn't keep it in. You think Carl Milgate saw the, let's say, tempers starting to go and thought, let's get Bavister on to calm this down a bit and get experience out there?
Yeah, definitely. She brings so much to the field. She's a leader, and like you said, just need to calm it down a little bit.
Dutch now bringing it forward. Birtwistle charges it down again.
Great charge by Birtwistle.
But it's still alive here, and they're into the penalty area.
Ooh.
There's a big chance. Great save by Bamford at the near post.
Yeah, just closed that angle down, didn't she? Really good goalkeeping.
Nikki Van Week has found her way into the penalty area from the right back position, and well, the goalkeeper did exactly as you said. Chance from the corner then, Masaglia to whip this in. towards that back post. It's nodded down. Could have gone anywhere, but instead it was Abigail Hayes who got a foot in there. And Birtwistle looked to give something for Barrow to chase. As we head into the final 10 minutes, UKAF are 10 minutes away potentially from ending the President's Cup run of defeats. Lifting the trophy for the first time under Carl Milgate's reign, and for the first time in 5 years, and for some of these UKAF players, the first time ever.
Yeah, what a great achievement this will be. You know, I think the Dutch were better in the first half, but I definitely think the UKAF girls were, played better football in the second half.
Captain has actually been involved more in the deeper position, I'd say, actually.
Yeah.
That is a switch that has worked well for UKAF. Dutch trying to create something. Not high foot there. Jenkins was fouled though, so UKAF do have the free kick, and a big show of frustration from Misaglia. Dutch captain Rivki Drago was there to just calm it down a little.
Yeah.
Frustration starting to show. Credit to this UKAF defence who stifled this Dutch attack in the second half. Yes, they had chances in the first half, but clearly some switches of tactical little changes have worked in the second half. Here's Hayes looking for Dixon, who has stayed onside, coming back through there. Great sliding tackle, not for the first time. Dixon just stayed down, might have landed a little awkwardly. Birtwistle looking to win it. And now it's wide for the Dutch with the substitute. Shotman looks down the line but couldn't find the pass towards Van Week. Runner Tyler complimenting the UK Armed Forces goalkeeper Jamie Lee Bamford, said she's been quality tonight.
Yeah, I'd agree with that comment.
Pretty good debut.
Yeah, fantastic.
For Jamie Lee Bamford.
It's a big occasion. It can, it can be nervous coming into these sort of games, playing for UK Armed Forces. Very proud moment for her.
Well, she has been thrown in the deep end when it comes to our Armed Forces football career. I know she didn't get many games for the RAF in the build-up to the inter-services, but Chris Hamilton thought, I'm going to give her that shot against the Army, and she kept a clean sheet. Against the Navy, she kept a clean sheet, and she's been thrown in here by Carl Milgate, and she's done very well in this game. She stands though maybe for the Dutch. Jenkins, wow, that could have really been dangerous.
Nothing's getting past Jenkins today,
Absolutely.
is it? Absolutely solid.
We're crediting the goalkeeper. When you got Shauna Jenkins in front of you, your life's made a little easier, that's for sure. Beaver clears. Barrow trying to hold it up. Pushing the back though from the Dutch captain.
Dixon. Oh yes, great goal, well done. Great play by UK Armed Forces.
Nothing again. And that could be the goal. That's the big one, isn't it?
Absolutely.
2-0. And the UK Armed Forces look set to end their barren run in the President's Cup.
Yeah, well done to UKAF, taking it quick. Dutch were not switched on, and this time Libby Dixon does find the back of the net.
And who else, by the way?
Yeah.
We talked about her goal-scoring record under Carl Milgate. She just scores goals, and the Dutch have had more bad news as their head coach has been given a red card.
Oh, God, that's not what you need.
And with 5 minutes to go, 2-0 down, losing the guidance of the head coach as well. UKAF are in a very good position. Libby Dixon.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm glad she got a goal. She's had a few opportunities. She would have been, a bit annoyed with herself that she didn't take some of them. But, having got the winning goal, the second goal, she'll be absolutely over the moon with that.
The Dutch head coach has been sent off. Just sort of has to sit at the back of the stand rather than at the front. So he's a good 4 rows further back. as you say, Dixon has had her opportunities. I feel like that's her game in a way. She does tend to miss a few, but then she strikes when you really need her.
And that's why you're a bit dubious to take Libby off sometimes, because you just think she can create a goal out of nothing, or she has got that quality to score a goal. So
Beavers looks over the top. Barrow's onside here. Chance for UKAF to really finish it off. Jade Barrow.
Yes, what a goal! She deserved that. Yeah, quality.
Brilliant finish. The Dutch have fallen apart,
They
but
are.
UKAF have the President's Cup in their sights.
Fantastic from UKAF. They keep going, and I'm really glad she got a goal, because she's been phenomenal since she's come on.
UKAF's deadly duo up front in this second half, both on the score sheet now. And a game that for the longest time has been tight, has been close, has been about 50-50 battles as well, the scoreboard threatens to run away in UKAF's favour.
I think fair play to the UKAF management team, because I think those tactical changes that they made, they didn't change too much, but they just tweaked it, and it's just paid dividends this second half.
Yeah, moving Pitt Wilson into the midfield, moving anti-captain further back where she can get involved tackling-wise a bit more, and then the pace of Barrow, the pace of Dixon against a tiring Dutch defence who are obviously throwing everything forward. The Sporting Calcer scoreboard is having a mare at the moment. It is not 5-0, it is not 4-0.
I'll give it a
James, plug it in, mate. Plug it in, plug it in, plug it in.
The fourth official added 4 minutes added on time.
Kapiva then over the free kick. The Dutch have just run out of steam as we head into added time. Beaver, Jenkins. UKAF can't find a fourth, can they? In fact, the Dutch might find one themselves. That's the target by Masaglia. Well, a Dutch team that offered a lot in the first half, couldn't get on the score sheet, and have been punished in the second half by a pretty ruthless UKAF attack. Bamford then to take this goal kick as UKAF sense victory. They're nearly there. Wilson looking to flick it on, but couldn't quite get the grasp of the ball. It's Georgia Carr looking to slide in. Farrow will do really well to get there. The flag had gone up anyway. She had an advantage, but she still was never really going to get to that. Quick mention on Georgia Carr, by the way, one of the only players I've heard of in recent years that can win an Inter-Services Football Championship on the Wednesday and then go down to Aldershot on the Thursday and win an Inter-Services Hockey Championship too.
Versatile, I like it. I think we had Hannah Napton who did something similar for us as part of the cycling team for the Inter-Services, but we didn't win the Inter-Services football.
It's always good to see the multi-sport experience for these players. Eyes are on the referee now from both teams. I think UKAF want to celebrate. The Dutch just want to get out now. Get going. Not the night they dreamt of at all, but it's the night that Carl Milgate has been thinking about for some time, I'd imagine. This UKAF team have put in a terrific second half performance. 3 goals to show for it. Courtney Jones with a good, strong challenge in there. That's lofted forward. Bamford should get there and does, and will take all the time she needs.
Yeah, I think this might be it now.
Bamford lofts it into the air. Quick look at his watch from the referee. Still got a few more minutes, few more moments. Dutch throw, and Farrow says, well, I think Farrow might kick the ball away, and she's got to get a booking for this.
You're going to have to wait.
As the ball's in play, okay. Well, it will be a goal kick to the Dutch. Another look at his watch from the Royal Navy official. UKAF are ready to celebrate. Courtney Jones is underneath that. Pick Wilson with a strong challenge too. She'll keep it in. Wilson who started these celebrations with a wonderful goal. And the UKAF added 2 more. They are the President Cup winners in 2024. 5 years they've waited for this. 5 years. And now they get to celebrate. UK Armed Forces are very, very happy, as you could imagine. And
what a second half.
Am I going?
There we go then. So look at the celebration starting already. Demi Edwards throwing the liquid about.
Standard behaviour from her.
Carl Milgate making sure all the handshakes are done out of the way before the celebrations really start. This will be sweet for these players.
Yeah, they're going to enjoy tonight.
Especially for players like Shauna Jenkins and Jade Barrow, who missed key penalties 2 years ago. Any of the key misses in 2023, this is the redemption for that.
Yeah, you can see what it means to the girls. You know, I thought, like we said, Carl, first half a little bit slow from the UKAF girls, but second half, you know, they were fantastic. And the Dutch didn't really have a lot, did they, second half?
No, they did run out of steam. They did run out of steam, and UKAF seemed to grow as every minute went on. nice moment in the middle there. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but the two people who are bringing over the sponsorship board in, the new RAF senior men's and senior women's head coaches working together. Lots of scenes of joy as you'd expect from this UKAF team. They've worked hard for this. I know each year the UKAF coaching team has said that this is the fixture they target, and yeah, beating the Irish Defence Forces is sweet. Playing against the German Bundeswehr and for them hoping to get big results is sweet. Inter-services football is a whole different beast, but this is the top level of Forces women's football. And the UK Armed Forces have got the job done. And as you say, big credit to the coaching staff, because midway through that second half, 1-0 up, some coaches would have gone defensive. Some coaches would have sat back and brought on, like you say, Bavister, maybe Courtney Jones a lot earlier and played a more defensive game. Instead, Carl Milgate went for it, and it paid off when Dixon and Barrow had the second and third goals. Jade Barrow's just having a little joke, I think, with the Navy referee, and just thanks for not booking me.
Yeah.
We will hang on for the big trophy lift. UKAF have waited so long for it. You can guarantee we will hang on for it too. As the Dutch players as well, who for a lot of these players it might just be the end of an era, so to speak. So these are players who have consistently worn those orange shirts, whether in the UK or in the Netherlands in this fixture.
I think the confidence that this will give the UK Armed Forces Women's is going to be massive as well, because this is a big fixture, as you said, and to miss out twice on penalties is it's heartbreaking, isn't it? But I think this will mean a hell of a lot to the girls, and I think we'll just hopefully now the momentum just kicks in.
Lots of congratulations on YouTube, and I'm sure on Facebook too. Not just the players celebrating this one. We will hopefully hear from the UK Armed Forces camp too, who I'm sure will be in good spirits after a very good night, a good evening of football at Sporting Calcer. I think the hope is we're gonna speak to UKAF captain Kat Beaver, who will be the player, I'd imagine, to get her hands on the trophy. It is a nice trophy, by the way. I had a look at it earlier. It's been shined up. It looks good. I think you should just be seeing an inside look at this UKAF camp. This camp that has been brought together by the coaching staff over these past 5 years. A lot of the same players, and I'd imagine players on the outside are probably finding it hard to get into a squad like this, because they are successful and now they've got the trophy to show it.
Yeah, I think they're a very close team. You can see, just from those pictures that we're watching now, Kyle, the togetherness within the squad is fantastic to see.
Moments to really celebrate and remember as well, especially for someone like Anthea Captain, who, whether she plays against the German Armed Forces, I'm not sure, but this will be one of her last memories in Forces football. Just hanging on as the UKAF team taking every moment. While we have a second, let's have a moment to credit our hosts here, Sporting Calcer, who have played host to two big military football matches today. And if you're the German Bundeswehr or whoever ends up being the November Remembrance opponents, which has yet to be confirmed, I believe, you have to be. If you're Germany, watch out. This UKAF team. 3 goals will give them a huge amount of confidence. I mean, we say about the coaching staff now. Carl Milgate knows. Yeah, we can go full attack. It'll work.
Yeah, like I said, it's boosted their confidence massively, and just having that faith, isn't it? That don't always need to just go defensively, and let's push on for some more goals, because they've definitely got the quality to do it. And we saw that with Barrow coming on. I mean, as soon as she come on as well, I just think it just, a game changer really.
It just seemed to click, didn't it? I mean, absolutely. We mentioned Hannah Hale, who was the person who came off actually to bring that change.
But
she
she
did
was
very
great.
well.
Yeah, she was great. She did everything she did in the middle. She was fantastic. Did everything. Play simple football, but very effective. So definitely no detriment to Hannah Hale at all. She did really, really good in the middle. But I think just Barrow's just that a little bit more attacking, isn't she? And
I think it was getting Wilson and Anthea Captain into more focused positions as well helped.
Yeah.
UKAF are enjoying their moment. I can see Glenn Long fist bumping behind one of the sponsorship board, so he's certainly enjoying his moment. The Navy head coach who's working on the UKAF coaching staff now. Both sets of players are going to come together now, as I expect we'll hear a word from one of our VIPs, and then the trophy will be handed over. UKAF in their new shirt. In fact, I think we might just be able to hear from Cat Beaver, UKAF captain.
Cat Beaver, UKAF captain, how does it feel?
Yeah, it feels great. We've pushed them all the way the last few years. It's gone to penalties. But this year I thought it was a really dominant performance. We really controlled the game, I thought, especially the second half. Yeah, it was good.
Tough, you knew it would be quite a physical challenge, and that's what they brought today as well.
Yeah. All tall, strong girls. The girl playing wide, left against me, number 20, really strong, Sean Adder. But yeah, I think we matched their physicality and then outplayed them as well. That's tactics.
And obviously things woke up in both halves actually with that Pip Wilson goal in the first half, and then 2 goals in quick succession in the second as well.
Yeah, she doesn't score rubbish goals, so yeah, that settled us just before half time. Had a bit of a change of tactics, and then obviously there was 2 that went on quick succession, so it steadied the game for us. We could relax a little bit.
You mentioned relax, obviously time now to celebrate and have a bit of a breather as well.
Yeah, obviously we'll do all this now. We'll go back to the mess, obviously chat to the girls. Obviously, that's what it's about, bringing us together, both forces. Yeah, we'll have time to celebrate.
Brilliant. You've waited a few years for that. Go and enjoy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The establishment next to us is just belting out Sweet Caroline, by the way, so they're sensing the mood, and I hate to rub it into the 2 Army players sitting next to me, but Cat Beaver's getting good at his lifting trophies, like, isn't she?
Too good. She's a natural. I dread to think how many trophies she has won
medals?
over the years. Yeah.
Well, she'll have another trophy to get her hands on very shortly. The UKAF team. I think we're just hearing from one of our VIPs at the moment. Our view from the commentary box is quite blocked at the moment, I'm afraid. But we do have a camera there, so you should be able to see everything. So, to recap, goals from Pip Wilson, Libby Dixon and Jade Barrow. I mean, the UK Armed Forces win by 3 goals to 0.
And then lastly, it gives me great pleasure to present the President Cup to UKAF.
There's the moment then, Cat Beaver. Sean Jenkins got player of the match. gets her hands on the trophy. This is going to be one almighty celebration from UK Armed Forces. Gets the photo out of the way and lifts up the President's Cup trophy. The UK Armed Forces have their hands on it for the first time in 5 years, and that will feel oh so sweet. So a big thank you to Kempi for joining me. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you, Cole. Always welcome.
And a big night for UK Armed Forces. We've managed to show you live their President's Cup victory. And we'll be back, I'm sure, for more great live coverage throughout the year for the UK Armed Forces. We've got some big things coming up in the summer, so do watch out on our forces.net/sport page, and we will highlight the best for you. And yeah, for the UK Armed Forces, what a night. 3-0 winners and President Cup winners again.